Welcome back. Now we are going to talk about layers panel. So as you can see, this is our layers panel and we have two layers right now. If I switch off this layer by clicking the eye icon, then it will disappear and then we will see this layer. And we can hide this layer as well, and as you can see, now it's completely transparent. There's no image or file over here right now. Let's bring them back. One more thing that you can see is the lock icon. You can click that to unlock it so that you can edit the layer. You can move it and make necessary changes. So if I move this up above the background layer, then the background layer will go behind, so the layer most above are most visible. So if I move this aside, you can see our background layer is right behind the white layer. Let's put that back. Now let's put this layer 0 or the default layer right where it was, and now let's import few more images so that we can play around. So to do that, open the resources folder, just drag and drop it into the document, and you have to place this file in order to get the other one. We just drag and dropped two files, but as you can see, we have only one that is visible right now. So I have to place this somewhere so that I can get the next one. I'll press the enter key so that the next one will appear into place. Resize and leave, enter key. Now that we have these two, if I want to see the Facebook icon instead of the Instagram icon, I can just click the Instagram so that the Facebook is the one that is visible right now. Now if I go and click over this, it will automatically select that and let me drag it around. I will undo to show you one more thing. So why it is actually selecting when I click. If that doesn't work for you, you have to tick this auto select so that it will automatically select whatever you click. Okay, so now it's allowing me to move this one. Again, I'll undo to show you one more thing, that if I enable or if I make this visible, Instagram visible, then the topmost layer will be Instagram, and if I click over there, it will by default select the Instagram layer. So instead, if I want to move Facebook layer, then I have to hide this one so that it will not interrupt me and I can continue as I go. Now I can click this right away and I can drag this down wherever I want. Next, we want to move the Instagram layer. So we will make it visible and then we will drag it down. Now what I want to do is I want to group this. Okay, so to group the files that you have in the layers panel, you can just select whatever you want to group. For example, I want to group these two into a folder, so I should select both and then I can group. So the purpose of grouping is that it will be easier to manage if you group as you go. So if you have many layers, by grouping it will help you find your file or layer easily. So to group this, I can select both and then I can click the folder icon. Now it will give a default name which is group 1, which I can change by double clicking, and I can say this is social icons. Next, if we want to group these two, that also we can do. For example, select both and click that, and we can say these are background layers. As we have created the groups, now you can see the layers by maximizing it. Minimize it by clicking the arrow. So once you open the folder, you can just play around with that. Now if you want to duplicate this or make a copy of this, you can right click and go to duplicate layer, and you can say insta2. You can rename that file and press enter to make the duplicate. Now that we have selected the copied version of the Instagram layer, you will notice that we have two Instagram icons. That means if I hide this one, then also we have one more. So if I want to move this layer, if I click over here and move, as you can see, it moves the group. So to move it separately, what I have to do is I have to change the selection from group to layer so that I can select the layer right away. So once I click over here, as you can see, we have selected the Insta2 layer, not the Instagram layer. Now I can move that right away. While we move the layer, if we want to make sure if it's in this perfect position or if it is in the perfect line, then what we can do is press and hold shift key and then drag. So in this case, it is going horizontally perfect in position. That's all about this tutorial. In the next lesson, we will talk about shapes and colors, inshallah.